All right, so quick introduction to myself. I am the New England Territory Manager for Synergy Reps. Experience, I do have 3+ years in the HVAC or industry. Prior background includes sales and marketing, as well as working as a chimney technician. It does say on here, hold questions till the end. That is up to you guys. If you want to ask questions during it, go ahead. We do have a Facebook and YouTube page that we definitely recommend that you guys visit. We do pump out a lot of content on new and existing products on there. You'll see a lot of Ultravation right now because it's so popular, so feel free to check that out as well. I'll go ahead and jump to the next slide.
And I'm also going to mute everybody, Ron, then they can just unmute themselves if they want to ask questions because I'm picking up some background noise.
Sounds good. Here as well, it says presenter, but Scott is going to be here to help answer questions as well as record this. As we previously stated, he is our sales consultant in upstate New York, as well as New Jersey and Pennsylvania. He has over 7 years in HVAC, our industry, and over 20+ years growing sales, marketing, training, and coaching in the industry and other sales positions as well. Today for our agenda, we are going to define IAQ technology. We are going to understand UVC versus UVGI. We are going to go over ASHRAE's recommendations for all of this. We are going to look at product recommendations in adherence to ASHRAE, and we are going to differentiate our products from the competition as well. Go ahead and jump to the next slide. So questions we always have to ask is when, where, and why. So we're going to look at filtration, we're going to look at UV disinfection, and we're going to look at UV air purification. So this is a picture to kind of get an idea of what a residential situation looks like and how you can do kind of a full air and surface level disinfection. So if you wanted to go all out and outfit your entire system, this is what it's going to look like. The first picture you see there in the upper right hand corner is our Orion product. That is an ion generator. It's going to electrically charge the particles, allowing them to be caught in the air filter a little bit better. We're going to get into each of these products individually as well as the presentation goes on. Next, you are going to see UV lights over the coils. So you're going to see, it looks like a total of 3 UV lights over the A-frame there. So that is going to treat the surface of the coils, and then you're also going to see a UV product in the Airstream as well. So that's kind of tackling each part of the system there, and we'll get into each of those individually. Go ahead and jump to the next. So the common IAQ technologies are UVGI, PCO, and ionization. UVGI is what we're really focusing on today, and we're going to get into that later on in the presentation and how that is ASHRAE's recommendation on how to fight bacteria and viruses. So we wanted to define UVGI to start off with, and that is ultraviolet germicidal irradiation. It is a disinfection method that uses short wavelength light to UVC to kill or inactivate microorganisms. This occurs by destroying nucleic acids and disrupting their DNA, leaving them unable to perform vital cellular functions. So basically UVGI is the technology that is happening when you're using a UVC lamp. PCO. PCO is the photocatalytic oxidation. It is a very powerful process that combines UVC irradiation with a substance catalyst, titanium dioxide. This catalyst effect results in a reaction that breaks apart the cellular structure of pollutants. So we're going to watch a small video here. It's just going to basically give a visual representation of what happens when UVC is mixed with PCO.
Here's how it works. The UV Photomix Advanced Oxidation Module is coated with an exclusive titanium dioxide formulation. When UV light is applied to the surface, the titanium dioxide coating becomes energized, causing it to release electrons. The electrons then combine with oxygen to create what are known as superoxides. The titanium dioxide then collects replacement electrons from moisture in the air to become charged particles known as hydroxyl radicals. Together with the superoxides, a powerful photocatalytic oxidation, or PCO field, is created. As odors, germs, mold, and other VOC organic molecules approach the PCO field, they are disassembled as the oxidizers pull electrons from them. The purification process is completed, with the remaining molecules recombining to form simple water vapor and trace amounts of carbon dioxide. Ultravation's advanced oxidation.
So in simplistic terms, basically what's happening with PCO is it is breaking down VOCs. And that is really your big selling point on PCOs, especially if you're a contractor speaking to a homeowner. It's really going to break down those bacteria and airborne bacteria and viruses, and that's going to result in a lot of the household odors not happening anymore that you are smelling. So those common household odors, like coming from laundry rooms, that dirty sock smell, things like that, you're not going to smell anymore when you're using PCO. So ionization is the other product that we spoke about with the Orion. That is the product that you would mount right before the air filter. And basically what is happening with ionization, it is electrically charging air molecules by generating negative ions using electricity and discharging them. These negative ions attach to positively charged particles and triggers a bond to create denser particles. There is a small video as well that we'll watch real quick. This will just give us a small visual representation as well. So all these are used to fight bacteria and viruses. So this basically is going to beef up your air filter, whether you're using a 1-inch filter that you bought from Home Depot, or if you're using a MERV 11 or MERV 13 air filter. I mean, no air filter, unless it's inhibiting all airflow, is going to be able to catch everything coming through it. So this does clump these up enough to be able to be caught through those. We'll go ahead and jump to the next slide there. So we did speak about ASHRAE's position. I won't get into each of these individual articles because it is quite a bit to read, but I will send you guys these links after our presentation today so you guys can dive into these. But basically what it is saying, ASHRAE's recommendation is that you use UVGI technology to treat for bacteria and viruses in the airstream and on surfaces. So that's what we are going to heavily concentrate on today. Ultravation does have other technologies that do not have UVGI technology in them, but we are not going to concentrate on those today. We're just going to concentrate on the UVC lamps that produce UVGI technology. We'll go ahead and jump to the next. So first we are going to understand UVC energy, and first we're going to look at the ultraviolet light and what that looks like on the UV spectrum there. So it is the most concentrated energy packet that is found on the UV spectrum. You see it in conjunction with UVB and UVA. It is the most concentrated form, which means it is the most destructive packet of energy, and it does not reflect or diffract nearly at all. It is the most dangerous form of ultraviolet light as well. UVC energy renders microorganisms lifeless in a fraction of a second, so it is extremely dangerous, and that is why it's that is the best form of UV light that you can use, and that's why it is so effective. Now, if you look at the circles down there, that is showing basically, that is a representation of what a UV lamp looks like, and that is a representation of the efficiency of how close a UV lamp is to a surface, and the efficiency, how it basically, the efficiency loses as it is pulled from a surface. So if you look at it, the closer it is, the more efficient it is. So lamp of service at 30,000 microwatts, it's a lot more efficient than it is 12 inches from that lamp. So UVC and UVGI technology, we did speak a little bit about this, but just to kind of lay it out a little bit more in simplistic terms, UVC is the lamp type and is also part of the electromagnetic UV spectrum. UVGI is the technology / the tool that is generated by using a UVC lamp to sterilize / neutralize pollutants. UVC lamps used directly on the coils performs UVGI on the coil. UVC lamps installed in the Airstream by themselves do UVGI in the Airstream. UVC lamps in an upper room unit do UVGI in an upper room application. UVC lamps used in combination with titanium dioxide coated products for PCO do UVGI in the Airstream plus PCO. So it's fair to say of any other products with UVC lamps do UVGI in addition to other technologies that UVGI may be combined with. So the biggest takeaway from all of this is UVGI is a technology that ASHRAE recommends. It's only found in UVC lamps. So next we are looking at our UVC lamps. So Ultravation does produce a typical UVC lamp, but they also produce their patented T3 class UVC lamp as well. The difference is they do have one that is it does come with a quartz sleeve that encases the UVC lamp, and it's insulated with gas that protects the UV lamp from cold air. This does allow it to produce 40% more energy as well, and it is protected from moisture and debris, allowing for the longer service life of the bulb. So it is more efficient. So if you look at the bottom right chart there, you'll see a typical UV lamp represented with the red dot at 60% efficiency. And then if you go up, you see the green dot. That is a representation of the T3 enhanced lamp. All of our T3 enhanced lamps do have a 2-year lamp life warranty, as the typical UV lamp only has a 1-year lamp life on them. Most of our higher end and a lot of our commercial products do have the T3 lamp, and some of them do have the option to just go with a typical UV lamp, but we try to typically push people to go to the T3, and you can see why that would be more beneficial. We'll go ahead and jump to the next. So coil plus Airstream UVGI efficiency. So with the efficiency, you have 2 points of contact from bacteria up to viruses. The blue represents bacteria, the green represents viruses, and I'm sorry, yeah, that is the case. And with the blue, that is basically with bacteria. A lot of the times you can do that with just treating the coils with surface treatment. So if you look at the bottom, bacteria there, that can basically be treated almost 100% with just a coil treatment. If you look all the way at the top there, only 23.92% of the ecovirus can be treated with just coil treatment. The green represents Airstream treatment. So to get up to almost 100%, you would need to treat with coil treatment and Airstream treatment as well. So a lot of the times when you're going into a commercial setting or even a residential setting, you have to ask, what are they looking to treat for? Is it a specific type of bacteria? Is there a specific type of virus that they are looking to treat for? And then you have to figure out, can I treat this just by treating the coils? Do I need to treat the Airstream, or do I need to do a combination of both? We typically recommend that you do a combination of both, and you can see how efficient you can become if you do a combination of both of those. So first we're going to get into our residential solutions. This is our offering, our most popular offering, I would say, of our residential solutions, and we're going to dive deeper into each of these here. First, we're going to go over our UVC Advantage. This is for residential coil applications. This is our entry-level product into IAQ for coil treatment. So this can be bought just as a coil lamp, or you can also get this with a PCO module on it as well. So this is to disinfect wet coils. It does increase your HVAC efficiency and inhibits allergens. You can add the PCO on it to remove odors. It is available in a 12 or a 17-inch lamp. It is a throwaway unit, which means you replace this every 1 or 2 years, depending on your lamp life. And instead of replacing the bulb, you replace the entire unit. I believe it's 4 screws. You pull out the entire thing, you replace it with a whole new unit, which means it's always in warranty because the lamp is either a 1 or a 2 year warranty, dependent on its life. Some of the notable options, you can get the T3 UV bulb with this, or just a standard UVC bulb as well. And it does have a standard or magnetic mount, but this is a great entry-level model. It's very cost-effective as well. Somebody that's kind of on the fence with IAQ or just wants to get started off with something, this is a great entry-level model for somebody. I'll go ahead and jump to the next slide. So this is our Ultramax Easy UV Signature Series light. So this is a great light if you want to add multiple lamps to a coil. You would do something like this. This has a T3 lamp to disinfect wet coils. It can install in new HVAC systems to keep them running like new. It installs to reduce biological contamination and makes the air healthier. It connects directly to the home wiring. Models available for 24-110 or 240 VAC operation. It is a standalone easy UV. You can add 12 or a 17-inch easy light for coils. So you can plug this, you can wire this right into your system, and you can add an extra lamp to this. So if you want to, the more lamps you have on a coil, the better. So if you want to add multiple lamps to your A-frame, then this is definitely a great option to have. Go ahead.
And I'll pause on that. I have this specifically installed in my house because I have a N coil and I wanted to get maximum UV coverage. And because I have a smaller system, I just didn't have a ton of space to work with. So we ended up going with this design for my coil application. So we have 2 lamps shining down onto the coil. And again, the accessory lamp plugs right in off a Y jack with the main lamp. So it's a great solution. And that's obviously, it's our Signature series, so it's lifetime warranted. So you just got to change bulbs every 2 years.
Yep. Go ahead and jump to the next. So we're looking at our UV catalyst next, and this is a great product for a residential Airstream. And this is a whole house odor reduction, whole house air purification. It does have activated carbon PCO, which means it does not have any ozone that is produced by this. The carbon does absorb any ozone that is emitted by the reaction that takes place with the PCO. It does have a lamp monitoring system that will let you know when the UV lights are no longer effective. You can get that in 12 or 17-inch. You also do, and this is a very neat option that you can do with the UV catalyst. So we talked about treating for the Airstream, we talked about treating for the coils. So if you put this in your residential Airstream, you do have the option to plug in an additional coil lamp into this system and run this over your coils. So that way you get your Airstream disinfection and you get your coil treatment with this one product. So this is a highly recommended product. I believe Scott also has something like this in his house as well.
I got all the toys.
Yeah.
So yes, just to clarify, that is actually the 12 or 17 inches if you want to add on that coil lamp. As I hinted, I already had the last slide. I already had that installed on my coils. So because I already had the add-on accessory lamp, which is the exact same SKU as what could be added onto this catalyst, I didn't have to add that on. I ended up adding the catalyst probably about a year later. Actually right before this pandemic. So, but yeah, I have the catalyst mounted in my plenum to deal with cleaning up the air supply. But yeah, there's only a single SKU for this one. It's a 12-inch lamp that activates all the carbon. And as far as the lamp length distances, that's obviously for your add-on coil lamp options. So yeah, real clean system. Absolutely love it. I have no odors. So.
We'll move on to the next. Now, this is also for residential Airstream. And so you'll kind of see the difference between this, the Solaris, versus the previous product we just talked about, the Catalyst. And the big difference is that this does active photocatalytic silver ion oxidation, which is an active PCO, which does emit a little bit of ozone. It also does have 4 times plasma generation. It does kill household odors, kills bacteria and viruses. It does give you that thunderstorm fresh air feeling, and it does have a lifetime warranty. And your big difference between this and the Catalyst is that this does PCO, it's an active PCO, it has UV, and it does do ionization as well. You do also have the option to plug a 12 or a 17-inch light into UVC lamp into this to mount over the coil as well. So this is our direct competitor. If you guys have ever heard of the Remy Halo, this is our direct competitor with the Remy Halo. We'll go ahead and jump to the next slide. Now we are going to look at a competitive analysis, our product versus the Remy Halo, since the Remy Halo is a popular product out there. A lot of people know what that is, so we kind of wanted to go over our product versus theirs, so you can kind of see the difference between the two and why people might gravitate towards ours versus theirs. I'll go ahead and scroll down a little bit, and we'll look at the base operation. Ours is on the far left, theirs is on the far right. You'll see APCO in the middle there. I'll send you guys this comparison sheet as well. If you want to look at the APCO, you can. Theirs isn't much of a competition between ours and the Remy Halo, so we tend not to really talk about that too much. But as far as the base operation goes between the two, we both have active PCO, means that both of these products do emit a little bit of ozone. Ozone is not harmful to you. It's nothing to worry about. Sometimes it can produce a little bit of smell that people are sensitive to. Some people enjoy that smell. Some people may not enjoy that smell. So it's really a preference thing. Some people might not even notice it as well. So additional technologies, we use a dual band UV bipolar ionization, UV surface for air. We use UV surface and air disinfection. They do a bipolar ionization. Our UV lamp is a dual band 10-inch. They have a single band 6-inch. Catalyst surface area and reactor dimension, that's basically referring to the surface area that the PCO is taking place on. And you'll see from our 200 square inches versus our 26.76 square inches, we have a much greater surface area for our PCO to take place on. Construction is a big selling point, especially for installation purposes. We have a construction that is stainless steel and aluminum. They have a plastic and aluminum construction on theirs. PCO coating for odor reduction / Airstream disinfection. We have an exclusive patented titanium dioxide / silver AG blend PCO coating. Silver ions reduce pathogens in the air and on surfaces. They have a titanium dioxide blend with zinc ion disinfection emissions. PCO adjustability, this is another big one as well. So we talked a little bit about how some people are sensitive to ozone. This basically refers to the adjustability of that. So both of ours, you can turn down the PCO on both of ours. Ours allows you to turn it down at a 4-inch adjustment range. Theirs has a 2-inch adjustment range. Now this is where it really becomes more of a big deal. When you turn ours down, it does not limit or block the UV disinfection that's taking place. When you do turn theirs down, it restricts their UV disinfection. As far as electronics and lamp monitoring, we do have a lamp operation system that will let you know when the UV system is no longer efficient. They do not have one on theirs. There are ionization for particulate reduction and surface disinfection. We have a 4 needle point electrode negative and positive ion generator. They have a 2 electrode negative and positive ion generator. Expandability, this is something we've just previously spoke about, with the ability to add an additional UV lamp onto this. we know how important it is to treat the Airstream, and we know how important it is to treat the surface when it comes to coils as well. So this basically is important, and just because you can plug it into the Solaris versus having to run it into the system and wire it into the system 2 times. So you wire one unit into the system, and then you can just plug that additional lamp into that one unit you've already wired into the system instead of having to do that twice. They do not offer that on theirs. Warranty is another really big one. We do offer a lifetime warranty on our product with a 2-year warranty for the UV lamp. The lamp is good for 2 years. It's efficient for 2 years. So when it should be replaced every 2 years. So should always be in warranty as well if you're replacing it every 2 years like you're supposed to. On theirs, they have a 2-year PCO, a 5-year ballast, and no warranty on parts that are outsourced. We'll go ahead and jump to the next. And I'll send you guys this comparison sheet as well. So this is our portable air purifier, and this is kind of a neat little product that we've been selling a little bit of lately. So we wanted to mention it in our slides here. This is good. This is it's a little tabletop unit that you just plug right into the wall. It's good for spaces up to 500 square feet. It does control odors. It deactivates airborne bacteria, viruses, and allergens. It's good for counter or desktop installs, offices or workshops, pet areas, dorm rooms, personal gyms or locker rooms, etc. So this is kind of a cool little thing if you don't want to put a big system, or if you don't have a big system or ductwork, or you just want to add a little bit more IAQ into a room. This is a really neat little product, and it's very small too. If you look at it compared to a set of keys there, it's not very big at all.
9 by 9 by 3 inches.
Yeah, so it's nothing. M series for UV ductless. This is another very important product as well. So we spoke a lot about ASHRAE's recommendations and how they recommend UVGI for killing bacteria and viruses. That's only found in UVC lamps. I know there are other products out there for mini splits that do ionization in mini splits. That is not UVGI. That's happening through UVC lamps. Ultravation even has other products that don't do UVGI through UVC lamps that we're not talking about because that's not what ASHRAE is recommending. So we definitely recommend the M series for your mini splits. It does come with 2 7-inch bulbs. It does come with that little power pack that you see there. You can mount that over the blower wheel or over the coils. We've kind of gone back and forth on this a little bit. It does seem to be a preference thing with contractors where they want to mount it. I think the consensus is that it's probably better to mount it over the coils to inhibit growth on the coils there and on the drain pan. The blower wheel needs to be cleaned every year, no matter what. People should be going in there cleaning those every year. You're going to get built up on that. So your annual maintenance on this should happen every year anyway. These do need to be replaced. The bulbs need to be replaced every year anyway as well. So if you're going in doing your annual maintenance, then swap out the bulbs on these. It does have a 3-year system warranty on it. You do have the option of 1 or 2 lamps for installation. They come with 2 lamps no matter what, but if you have an application that you can only get 1 lamp in, then you can just do 1 lamp. These are good for P-tax as well, and ice machines too, I believe. And it does stop some of the bad odors that come out of some of these. I don't know if you guys have ever taken apart one of these, but from experience, they get pretty gross. So it's definitely a cool little add-on product for these. Orion generator. This is a little project we spoke about very early on in the presentation, so I'll be real quick with this, but that basically electrically charges the particles before the air filter. This is kind of your whole house treatment. So you would mount this right before the the filter, and that electrically charges the particles and allows those to be caught in the filter. And that's also, you can use that in PTAC units and ice machines as well. We'll go ahead and jump to the next. We did want to mention everything that we sell and how to complete the entire system. You guys are familiar with our support boxes there. We also do have straight throughs, and we do have right angle boxes as well. Some of the notable options for our boxes do include, we can paint these to the color of the systems that the contractors are using, and we can also silkscreen print the name of the contractors on our boxes as well. It's a really nice finish. It's not just a sticker or a magnet that they slap on there. They do a really nice job putting the names on there. And all these, you do have the different options on those to get those either bare bones, or most of them do come insulated with the filter inside them as well. Commercial solutions, we're going to look at the SI, AS, 4X, and the upper room applications. We'll get into each one of those. So again, we're always looking, what are you solving for? Coil treatment, Airstream treatments, and the 2 points of contact and the efficiencies that take place when treating for both. So types of UVC insulation, surface contact / Airstream contact. So the UV matrix SI, this is going to be really for coil treatment, and that does prevent biogrowth, allergy relief, efficiency optimization, elimination of coil cleaning as a result of biocontamination, Airstream disinfection as well. And all of these commercial products that I'm going to be talking about, we do help recommend products for your contractors. So I can send you guys a form for your contractors to fill out. They basically go in, they take measurements, and then they also are going to figure out, they're going to ask what they're trying to solve for. If it's just normal maintenance or just normal Airstream disinfection or coil treatment, we can recommend something. If they're really trying to solve for a specific type of bacteria or virus, we'll also recommend something for that as well. Go ahead and jump to the next. We do have the UV Matrix 4S. This is really going to be ideal for rooftop package systems. It does have that NEMA 4X rated enclosure for outdoors. It does require limited space, and same thing with the biogrowth prevention, allergy relief, and elimination of coil cleaning as a result of the biocontamination and Airstream disinfection. Go ahead and jump to the next. UV Matrix, this is really what you're going to look at for your Airstream disinfection, and that does give you improvement of indoor air quality through the reduction of airborne pathogens, allergy relief, odor reduction due to biocontamination, and available with PCO photocatalyst. Go ahead and jump to the next. So this is a neat product that is kind of new to the US. So this is very popular in Europe, and we've also seen a lot of popularity in the United States over probably the past 2 or 3 weeks. Actually, we've gotten a lot of inquiries about it, and a lot of purchases of this in the past 2 or 3 weeks. And this is going to be what's called an upper room application. So something like this is going to be good if you do not have ductwork running through a building. If you just want to add extra IAQ in a room, this is primarily for commercial. I guess you could use it for residential, but this is typically going to be used in a commercial setting. You'll see Scott is hovering over the 7-foot minimum requirement for insulation for height. That is very important to adhere to for safety measurements. And something like this as well is, this is part of the form that a contractor would fill out. Typically, this is not a one-size-fits-all application. Contractor would measure a room, and we would recommend how many of these they would need to disinfect that room. These aren't a very big product, so I think they're like 14 by 20. So they're not very big, so you would more than likely need multiple of these for a room. But if you read right there, it does, as the air naturally circulates in a room, all the air will be exposed to UV light, yet the design makes it possible for the room to be occupied during the disinfection process, which is the ideal time to reduce the risk of spreading infection, as well as allowing continual air disinfection. So it is neat that while people are going through a room, that is taking place. So this kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like, what's happening while people are in a room, and how the air is circulating, and like air will naturally circulate through this.
Natural convection process.
Go ahead and jump to the next slide, and you'll also see the distance from the lamp, how the efficiency does start to, so if you're looking at the left there, you'll see the efficiency. So that kind of represents if you're looking at the system from the top, and how the disinfection does start to lose intensity the further away you go. That is primarily the reason why you need multiple units, whether you're treating for coils, whether you're treating in the Airstream, whether you're doing an upper room application like this, you typically need multiple bulbs or upper room applications to effectively treat a situation. And that's why we have contractors fill out that form and give us measurements of coils, measurements of rooms, things like that, so we can accurately give a product recommendation. We'll go ahead and jump to the next. And just a line reminder here before we get into the Q&A. I can send you guys my line card as well. We do have 521 for compressor savers and surge protectors, Air Technologies. 521 is a Blue Hawk brand. Air Technologies is also Blue Hawk for louvers, fire dampers, and CRDs. IAQ Lab is, that's a cool little product for, and you can buy these guys through Ultravation as well, or you could buy them separately. It's a little swab test for contractors to use to kind of show the homeowner if bacteria is growing on a surface. So it's a throwaway unit. They would go in, they would swab the coil, and within seconds, it's going to turn a certain color if there's some sort of growth on the coil. So that's a cool little product. We do have PDM for line sets. We can get all the way up to 1 inch of insulation for that. That is made in America as well. Red Devil is our caulk silicones and duct sealant. Thermoflex is our Blue Hawk flexible duct for commercial and residential. Ultravation we just spoke about. Vimco is our vibration isolation. That's also Blue Hawk. Apollo/Air Products is our induct smoke detection / carbon monoxide detectors and relays. That's Blue Hawk. Arzel is our zoning product. H2O Coils is our custom coil products. HCP is our metal line. Lightstar is our flashlight line, and Western is our 3-in-1 nitrogen regulator, which is one of my first products that I ever sold. So I like that product a lot, and it's a cool little product. It tests, purges, and brazes all in one. So we'll jump to the next slide, and that'll be our Q&A slide. So Scott's going to unmute everybody, and feel free to ask any questions that you guys have.